Hi, it's Christy from Brown Herbs. I'm excited because I have a new sticker that I just made. It looks like this. It's a little bit hard for you to see, but I guess that's pretty good. Anyway, it says I am a hologram on it. And I wanted to talk to you about a little bit about how I see um, a little bit psychically. And and that's why I made the sticker as a way to help you remember who you are inside, because I can see a little bit of that when I'm lucky. So I sometimes see a little bit of an image of another kind of identity that people have inside themselves. I don't get to see it all the time, but I like to see it. And sometimes it's something that's not very happy. Like sometimes one way that I can understand racism is how it's internalized by people. Like I might see people as individuals. I might know that society has lots of systems put in place and a lot of judgmental people who see people as not individual, as stereotypes. But sometimes when a person talks to me about racism in their own life, I can see an image of this generic person of them. It's like a them, but it's like a generic version of them, um, of like a race stereotype kind of, but looks like them, but not with their spirit. That's so sad for me to see. It's so sad. But it also makes me understand more, which is great. Another time that I see it is sometimes with non-binary and trans people. And these times when I see it, it's usually more of a, like, this is their free self that I get to see. And sometimes I enjoy like a shift back and forth between gender identities, which I get to see sometimes. And that is really a treat for me, and one of the reasons why I personally think that trans is beautiful. But really, I just like to see anybody being themselves and being allowed to be themselves in this culture. As long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not hurting yourself, I think that the more diversity and uniqueness we can all share with each other, the more exciting life is. I can't imagine that we're all the same on the inside, so I don't know why we have to look the same on the outside. So I made the hologram sticker. I actually drew up the lettering for it a year or two ago. It was a while ago, and then I just never made it happen. But you know, when there's a retrograde party of planets happening, sometimes you bring up old things from the past and finish them, which is a great way to use retrograde energy. So I made a little sticker. The sticker is technically a holograph, but or I don't even know if it's that. It's shiny and pretty. And then I really just wanted the lettering to look really subtle on it, because that's how the experience is for me, to see a little other glimpse of another person's life sometimes. And that helps me to understand them better and be more respectful to them in different ways. So you can use it as a way to remind yourself that you're a hologram and you have multiple identities inside of yourself. A friend of mine, I was once dealing with a lot of trauma from a past experience, and a friend of mine who also has the ability to see looked at me and she's like, don't think about that, because like I can see that and that's not going to attract good people to you. And that's kind of an interesting way to approach it. I think that everybody should be able to look at those aspects of themselves. Obviously you need to heal your traumas. You need to heal like any internalized sexism and racism that you experience, and you also need to liberate yourself so that the best parts of you, or the most honest parts of you, have opportunities to show themselves. So I wouldn't say don't think about certain things, but I would just say recognize that in some ways, when you are having an identity inside of yourself, you are communicating that on a subtle level to the outside world. So I'm thinking, as I was brainwaving through this idea, that maybe this is what people are talking about when they're teaching manifestation, and they're talking about how you need to, let's say you want to date somebody, you have to like imagine what it would feel like to date that person, and then you would have to like feel like that was, instead of wanting it, you would have to feel like it's already happening. It's just like one example. But basically the idea is that you're supposed to, by tuning into the future frequency or the desired frequency that you want, you're more likely to attract it in the present moment. So this, you could use this little sticker as just a reminder that you are projecting the things that are inside you. You're in the driver's seat, you. So a reminder to get centered and keep deciding what is the thing that I want to communicate to the world, even if it can't be seen, even if I can't speak it. People might pick up on it and respond in a way that's more to my liking if I communicate this. And really think about it, because sometimes we want something, like say we want power. How is that power going to feel? Do we really want to feel like peaceful or in control of our life? Like how is it going to feel in control? Do we really just want to be accepted for who we are? Try to boil it down. What's the thing that you really, really want? What is that feeling? We're going into the eclipse in Cancer, and that's about feelings. And big changes are going to be happening for a lot of us. I know everybody's already having lots of changes, but haha, the fun never ends. It's a big year for everybody. But think about the feelings that you really want and decide whether your actions in the outer world are lining up with those feelings, and if your intentions inside of you are lining up with those desires. It's stuff I like to think about, and I think of it as like a way to kind of bring lucid dreaming techniques into the waking time. Anyway, I hope that's helpful for you in some way, or just a fun, shiny sticker for you. Have a good day.